What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 76 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Bathilda and Manfred von Carstein faced off as Manny came back from the dead once more, but failed yet again. His army does remain somewhat alive, insofar as we can say anything that's undead to be alive, but they will probably then attack the Springs of Eternal Life. I mean, they are in range of it, and he could, I suppose, try to run away from Bathilda, but the thing is, Bathilda can't reach the springs and he can, so we're probably better off getting a temporary army here and then just deleting it next turn. We've been doing that a lot lately, which is a little bit annoying in terms of the money that it costs, but on the bright side, Manfred is down to 1 main territory and what looks like 2 main armies. So once he's gone, that'll be 3 out of 4 on our ultimate victory. Now, we left off on last episode with Vlad about to attack Karl Franz, who decided to, you know, make his little army encamp right near Vlad. I don't know why he would do this, considering his army is really not that strong, though the Tempelhof Luminarch, I suppose, could be a very scary unit. In fact, is a very scary unit. No, could be about it. I suppose this is the time for Vlad to attack Karl and move on to Gorcel. We really do want to take all the Marienburg territories as fast as possible, or the Wasteland territories as fast as possible, because Marienburg needs to grow, and it's going to take a while to do so. So, let's begin by killing Karl, and then we'll see what else we have left afterwards. He is, of course, going to run, because this was always a bad idea for him, but unfortunately not run far enough away. Faction should be dead relatively soon. Alrighty, a Pyrrhic victory. Okay, I guess it's, actually don't know what it's seeing as a threat here. I guess great swords? The Luminarch, it must be the Luminarch, if nothing else. Alright, well, let's destroy that thing. A beautiful unit though it is.
Sylvania!
For Sylvania, that's one of the better things, I think, that Vlad could say, and I'm really glad that he's gonna finally get a showdown with Karl Franz over here before Reichland is destroyed. A clash of emperors, though I'm not entirely sure that we can actually get Vlad to fight Karl, in the sense that Karl will be moving around really quickly on his mount. Also, it looks like the enemy has brought an Amethyst Wizard. Haven't really seen a lot of these guys lately, or generally speaking, and are probably the most interesting of the caster. Oh wow, okay, didn't mean to do that. My bad, sped it up. I got distracted. Yeah, Amethyst Wizard is probably one of the most interesting of the lores of the colleges of magic, or at least available to them. He, of course, wields the purple wind, the wind of death, Shayish, the same thing that necromancers can wield, or in vampires can wield as well. And of course, they don't tap into dark magic that allows necromancers to actually raise the dead, but they're very much on the cusp and can get corrupted. For those who aren't familiar with lore, Dar is kind of Dar isn't to win, it's just dark magic, so Skaven lore, Chaos lore, Vampire lore, all of these things, and of course Dark Elf lore. The Dark Elves are masters of Dar, but all of these are actually just subsets of dark magic and aren't actually using winds themselves. And what separates the Amethyst lore wizards from necromancers is not tapping into it when wielding the lore of death, though they very much look like necromancers themselves. They're also probably, like, I guess, the most disciplined in some ways of the various colleges, because, well, just one step and suddenly you're chaos corrupted, or you become a necromancer or something else. Easy to get corrupted using that wind. Anyway. I got completely distracted. The lores of magic, I really like their interactions in the fantasy lore. They're quite interesting. Anyway, here we go. The battle is joined, obviously, once again with the Vanguard deployment. Vlad has immediately tried to get to Karl, who he's trying to get to fight, though with the debuffs that Karl has suffered, his melee attack has dropped down to 32, which is very, very low and unlikely to do anything to Vlad's massive amount of stats. He'll only have to get away. We've also deployed in such a away where we've deployed unevenly. This side of the battle was where all of our Blood Knights and our Doggos and our Flyers are all deployed, and they're ripping those units apart, while our Vampires quickly jumped on that Luminarch. We don't want the Luminarch hitting anything, so they went in there, it basically instantly killed it, and then went off to summon a bunch of zombies and fight other stuff over on this side. I'm gonna summon a Purple Son of Zoraeus on top of the enemy here, and it's probably not going to do much, but it's just such a fun looking spell, even if it isn't all that effective. I mean, it is effective if you can actually get it to hit the enemy, but that's, well, that's a long shot. Anyway, looks like Vlad is fighting Karl, and Karl has his, like, little retinue of Regiment of Renown Greatswords, or Karlberg Greatswords, yeah. Very, very nice, and Karl is dropped by about 25% of his HP, and Vlad took a tiny bit of damage, but he'll just heal up from that, no doubt about it. And where Karl has his great swords, Vlad simply summons more zombies, while Karl runs the heck away. Alright. I guess he doesn't want to fight Vlad after all, but not surprising considering the disparity in their stats. It looks like Karl's going to move over here. We're going to pop that Storm of the Night on him to damage him a little bit, while Isabella and the other Vamps that are standing over on this side of the map summoning zombies and fighting by themselves after killing that Luminarch will then try to distract Karl. Over on this side, it looks like our Blood Knights and our Dire Wolves and our Vargeists have taken care of all the ranged, the artillery, and the Reichsguard that were there, and we're now able to push out this way. Similar thing for our Death Star, which has destroyed the main portion of the enemy army. I did say there really wasn't much to the enemy army, to be fair. I love that effect from the Storm of the Night, though. Too bad we don't get to use it so often, but it's such a lovely spell. Alright, Karl moving back into this, near to Isabella, so I guess not just Vlad, but Isabella and the other Vamps are gonna get some hits in on him as well. You know, it would be really nice if by destroying Reichland... oh man. Okay, wait, I need to note this down, this is a good idea. It's kinda random. By destroying Reichland, Vlad should get access to the mount by raising Karl's mount from the dead. Devs, this is my suggestion for how you give him his mount. And yeah, it would be nice for him to get a mount in general, but I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do, and give him another reason to book it towards Reichland, plus it would feel so right. Proud of myself for coming up with that one. Alrighty, but anyway, it looks like everybody but, of course, Karl is routing. He's unbreakable, but he's very low on HP now, and is fighting Blood Knights, Vampires, well, they're all Vampires. Anyway, Isabella and her handmaidens, and Vlad is coming in to deliver the final blows, hopefully himself. And come on, let's see, and down goes the failure of an Emperor. Beautiful, and looks like Vlad's completely healed up. We're gonna chase off the rest of the enemy units here. There's a few units like the Flagellants still fighting, and I think the Karlberg Greatswords are unbreakable as well, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, but there's only one left in here. Dying to a man with their Emperor, at least you gotta give credit where it's due in that particular case. There we go. They're all dead. The army quite easily destroyed, though it was still a nice battle because we had our clash of emperors, even if I did get distracted by ranting about the interactions between Shyish and Dar. But anyway, decisive victory. And with that, I believe Reichland is pretty much broken. I don't think they can defend any of the remaining territories, so here we are. Alrighty, easy enough, even if Karl was a little bit too scared to actually fight Vlad, but that's just fine, we're used to it. Down goes his force, and the fall of the Empire is assured, though I suppose it was always assured. Reichsham, oh, yay, unit experience. But at the very least, we get the we get the trait for Vlad, which he very much did need. Even if the unit experience is completely useless to his army. But oh well. You cannot reach Gorcel this turn, unfortunately, but you can do so next turn. In fact, just out of curiosity, yeah, okay, no, we can't reach our now. Go here, maybe channel some Winds of Magic, just to top yourself up. There you go. Alrighty, now, who else needs to or otherwise can move, and where the heck do we send Yos? He's been wanting to get some proper fights in, but it's been very difficult to find one. I wanted to originally have him attack Vissenland and Blood Keep and stuff, but if we do, I believe Vidrioth and Torgavon will hate us even more. I was really hoping that they would be the ones to break these packs, but they might be afraid to do so. You know, let's give them some more time. At the end of the day, it's not going to change too much. Even if they are too scared, we can always bring a lord back, and we can send Yos up north. Since one of our Blood Knights, Aldous, is already up north, I guess the Yos can join him as well and start burninating Norska. There's way too many territories up here, and they should all belong to our vassals, not the Norskans. Now, Ermine, I think we'll want you to stay in the water for at least a turn. Oh, you're stuck in full speed. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, damn, I was hoping we could land in Frozen Landing. You know what, head out to Sioktrack and then go into your settlement and then sit there for a little while. We'll see where Archaon is headed. I'm not actually sure that Ermine's army could defeat him unless we retrofit it to be better.
Yes, my sire.
Yeah, especially fighting Archaon himself, because this was just a temporary army originally, and it has too many ultra-basic troops, even with a couple of Blood Knights in there. We could retrofit it to be a proper army, but of course it would cost us more. We'll see. If Archaon starts heading down south to fight Serena Catherine and her relatively weak main stack, this is pathetic, then we'll probably need to help her out, as I'd prefer our allies not lose their territories. Now, Vlad's moved, Bathilda's moved last episode. Rudy, you are going to take Fort Bergbras, aren't you? Yeah, alright, fine. Take Fort Bergbras now, and we cannot auto-resolve this because this one unit of Mourngulls, eh? Alright, fine, we're gonna manually fight this super quick, just going to speed through it, have our Lord and the two Mortis engines just take the place by themselves, without suffering damage to anything else. As I think that would be necessary. Well, maybe not necessary, but preferable. I also do want to send Rudy down to finally take the massive Orcal, because, frankly, Grom's been alive too long, and we were hoping, nay, we were assuming that Carcassonne or Durthu Arguelon would destroy the massive Orcal and the faction, but it's almost, once again, it almost feels like the AI is programmed not to kill certain factions. Like, they've had so many opportunities and they just let them go. It's kind of bizarre. But I guess it's to maintain some sort of balance of power, although I don't like how it feels like it's done artificially. But anyway, Rudy, Air Force, you go. Mortis engines, I don't think you're under threat. You can go by yourselves. I mean, in theory, we could get the Necros to follow them. I mean, I'm just not sure they'd survive. Well, let's give them a try. And I believe that's it. Start battle, you guys head out to here. Necros, oh wait, no, stop. Necros, I want you to summon a horde of zombies each to move up ahead of these units. You go up on top of the walls and activate your Forbidden Rod immediately. Zombies go. And we'll move the Necros and stuff in after everybody's taken hits. There we go. Alright, that looks good to me. Rudy is moving towards the walls, and as soon as the enemy sees that, they want no part of it. You want to attack these crossbows? You know what? Breathe on these crossbows. There we go. Silence that tower. They're already not happy about it. Immediately summon a set of zombies here as well, so that they can climb up the walls, and let us... And now go after the enemy Lord unit. Alright, zombies, climb. And let's see, one of the towers is still active, but our Necros seem fine. I'll speed this up in a second, just need to make sure that everybody gets to where they need to go. Specifically the Necros, because we don't want them dying. We should also probably heal them up, and actually, Rudy, you could use a heal as well, my friend. Heal yourself. And summon some zombies in the city. And Necros are nearly there, so they'll be able to summon stuff inside the city as well in a second. Alright, and do you guys want to just climb? Go for it. Climb, climb. And Necros are here, so begin summoning inside. There we go. Alright, and is there a big blob that we could summon or use our Purple Son of Zareus on? Eh, doesn't really look like it. Alrighty, just keep summoning zombies and annoying the enemy then like so. And keep fighting. Mortis engines. Okay, we'll speed it up now. You guys can be all one group, in fact. You guys ungroup yourselves, group 2, and then fight together. How's that gate looking? Getting there as well. Let's get more zombies on the field. Here and here. Ooh, this looks like a pretty ripe target. Let's do this. Is probably going to hurt our own zombies. Maybe like this. Alright, slow down a little bit. There we go. That basically deleted 3 units, even if it did also delete our zombies. The gate is down. Let us separate you guys now. Here and here to attack different things. How's Rudy looking? Still taking a little bit of damage. Heal yourself and some more zombies. Maybe Purple Son of Zareus. Right there. That prevented the zombie summoning, but we could do that after the zombies are in the fray. And screw it, summon other zombies on top of yourself. Alright, there we go. You guys doing a good job. You guys doing a good job as well. Really, we should be done with this battle relatively quickly like this. Rudy, help out against those Empire Knights. Oh, no, actually, no, you know what? Kill those Halberdiers. Make sure that Lord unit is dead. Just kind of like a waste, but maybe we'll Spirit Leech him as well. Just make sure the battle's over a little bit quicker. And you guys keep attacking those. Keep summoning zombies. Never stop the summoning. Right there. Alright, and speed it back up. Alright, you, go start killing some archers and stuff. And summoning zombies on top of them while you're at it. Good. And looking good. You guys are okay. Keep fighting, you guys. Alright, where's that route? This really should have been auto-resolvable as the enemy stands no chance. And is it here yet, okay? No? Well then, summon more zombies. There's no problem you can't solve by summoning more zombies. Alright, you guys, oh, the Empire Knights are fighting, isn't that cute? Well, you know what you gotta do, summon more zombies. Oh, they routed before the zombie summon came in. How rude. Alright, turn around, turn around. It feels so weird, as always, to fight at max speed. Oh, look, more units. Ah, there we go, there's a chain route. Mourngulls. Just should have just let us auto-resolve this. On the bright side, it does mean that Rudy and the 2 Necros are at full HP if anybody comes here and attacks us, though I'm not sure that anybody's actually in range to capitalize on this anyway. .293 kills, 108, 138. The Mortis engines, unfortunately, even together couldn't quite match Rudy's kill count. But he did use, well, actually not a crazy amount of spells, to be fair. Single Purple Sun, he didn't, let's see, we actually had a Wind of Death coming in from one of the Necros. He did do more damage from the Wind of Death, but it is a Wind of Death after all. Occupy. Lovely, province secured, and another Razor Standard. That made it instantly worth it, as it's a very nice pickup. We're gonna go immediately into Foster Terror for the extra growth, and afterwards Rudy will head... Alright, so I think this is what we do. We head Rudy south to destroy Massive Orcals, just so as we don't have to deal with this little faction anymore. And then immediately after... These guys are dead, right? Yeah, they should be dead. And then immediately after, we send Rudy north to help out at Nagaroth, because our allies need a little bit of a hand here. They're kind of surrounded by stuff that we've declared war on them. Normally, I wouldn't care so much about the elves surviving, but they are providing us tribute, even if it isn't a crazy amount. So, you know, let them continue providing it. As long as they're paying, we're gonna act like the mafia and provide them protection. Richard Lichmore, you... Yeah, you're gonna colonize Artois and then just leave, as in we'll delete this army. Yeah, alright, that's planned out. Looks good to me. Let's see what else we gotta do this turn. So that's Bathilda, that's Rudy. Peter, you are about to attack. Let's leave you alone for a second. Roddy and Renki. Oh, you guys have fights as well. Damn, lots of fight potential in this episode. Aldous is good for this turn. He is still heading towards the Grayling Moot, but really the Monolith of Bjorkil Bloody Hand. Renki's good, Yos is good insofar as he's still searching for stuff. Ermine's waiting, and in fact, I'm kind of tempted to send Ermine to Krakadrak just because of the battle marker there, as we'll be able to raise more stuff. Because it's regional. How close is Krakadrak? That's actually very, very close. Wait, what? Where's the border? Sioktrek and Krakadrak. Oh, what? The border is basically here, so we're now in Krakadrak, yes? I think. Huh.
I thirst.
Just out of curiosity, I just want to see if this is different. Yeah, it's slightly different. You know what? Just stay there for a time. Stay there. I didn't know down which actual units were where. Alright, Quanrada, are you finally ready to join Bathilda? So close, so damn close. Watch her get assassinated just as she gets there.
Yes.
It would be sad and annoying. Also, we need to delete one of the units of Black Knights. I was gonna do this last episode, but promptly forgot, and replace it with a Black Coach. There you go. We're going all in on the coaches in this army. Well, I mean, at the very least, we don't need the Black Knights here, especially since the coaches are super buffed due to the way that Bathilda is built out. Assassin, our one and only assassin since the very start. I do want you to try to block this army again, so that they can't run. Success, very nice. Alright, well, good. That army is done for. Now, let's move the tech thieves around. Let's do a little bit of admin to spread out the battles a little bit, and send the rest of our tech thieves all the way to Castle Drakenhof. We're nearly there. Ooh, this tech thief is done, so you, Booster. Good. And you are nearly there as well. Head down here. We don't really need to level them. Next, you are where? You're getting there. Oh, I'm so excited about never having to move the tech thieves again. Alright, beautiful. That's the tech thieves. Otto Zubissendorf, you still have to stay where you are, unfortunately. It is what it is. There's massive numbers of armies here at the edge of the coast, and we will be declaring war on Wintertooth fairly shortly, so we do have to pay attention to that. Renki, Aldous, or actually Renki and Roderick. I guess it's time for you to move, isn't it? Or we do the fight with Peter. We do have to take over Lamia. What are we working with here? Ooh. Okay, this looks like it's cinematic battle worthy. Especially since we can see the artillery play around a little bit, which we don't see a lot. Yeah, I like the idea. Let's do this. Well, let's do this. And I guess we actually have to do this cinematically because it's a valiant defeat. Therefore, the game thinks it's a difficult battle, which should mean some epic shots. Here we go.
Excellent.
Alrighty, here we go, Lamia. I am very, very glad that we're getting to do this thing here. Not only has Vlad managed to duel Karl Franz, but we are retaking the homeland of the vampires as well. Also, this map looks quite nice. This map is also available in the Cathay variant, and while I really do like the Cathay variant very much, I think the Tomb King variant of this is better. It looks pretty incredible, I gotta say. I really love this valley sort of thing that they've got going on here, Valley of Kings sort of deal. And there's a massive tomb scorpion up here. Would be nice if this thing came alive and just started attacking you as tier 5 settlement or something like that. And one of the good things about this valley that we've got going here is that you can put your flying units in it, fly all the way here, and then enter the city while being completely unharmed by anything. Anyway, I'm back to the battle. Our artillery is going to start working. That was originally going to possibly replace the grand cannons with the with more fire rain rockets, but you know, even if they're not as effective, I absolutely adore the Grand Cannon's sound design. They just sound amazing when they fire, and I can't bring myself to get rid of them because of it. Guys, There you go. That was the cue to fire. Anyway, they're going to bring down the enemy towers. In fact, the towers drop fairly quickly. Peter's going to move in to the enemy settlement and knock... Wow, very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lucky number 13. The units of Tomb Guard off the map with a single charge. Very nice. Now that I think about it, it's probably more effective to just... lift off and then charge, lift off and then charge repeatedly to kill everything by knocking it off the walls instead. Not that it matters all that much with the bombardment coming in. There we go, and that'll, I'm sure, be able to take care of itself, especially as Peter's now summoned 2 sets of zombies. They'll all be climbing these ladders, and of course, also they really need to switch up the ladders so there's different types, eh? We're using Empire ladders, which I guess actually kind of does make sense, but some bone ladders or something would be nice. For various different factions. Yeah, so the zombies are going to be making it up onto those walls while the bombardment continues. We don't care about the deaths of our summoned, or true deaths, I suppose, of our summoned zombies, while we do care about dishing out lots and lots of damage to those Tomb Guard. In addition to that, our flyers have moved in, going after the enemy Screaming Skull catapults. There are 2 of them here, as well as the 2 or 3 enemy units of Ushabti. 3, plus the 4th will be the summoned one, in the city. Our Vargeists are going to drop in, surround the Screaming Skull catapults, while Peter goes for the Ushabti and starts summoning zombies on top of them as well. He's going to start hopefully taking the brunt of the damage, so that the Ushabti don't do too much towards or against our Vargeists, who are a lot obviously more fragile. And then we'll move the Vargeists in to hit these guys in the back once they're properly distracted, which is now. And there we go, here come the Vargeist. The enemy is going to respond with Legionary Barrage, though fortunately it looks like it was targeted more so at our zombies than our Vargeists, so the latter seem to be just fine. Looks like an enemy Skeleton Archer Chariots was pinned between the Ushabti and the Vargeist as well, and is getting absolutely wrecked in there. Looks like the enemy is going to be moving some more Ushabti around this way, but I don't think it's going to end up too well for them, as the battle is already nearly ours. The Mortis engine is in here and is getting support, as we can see, from some of our single unit of handgunners who are firing through the gate, while our Necromancer moves in to help out as well. The bombardment also continues, as the enemy Tomb Guard are not overwhelmed by the zombies, but will instead be overwhelmed by artillery fire. Huh, and it looks like that shot was actually going for the Tomb Guard near the Mortis engine there. Interesting. Probably could have specifically told the Fire Rain rockets to target these guys up here, but I'm sure they'll take care of them eventually anyway. Like so. And really, please fire into the main mass of enemies. And here comes a shot from the Grand Cannon as well. Couldn't quite see where it landed because the Fire Rain rockets finally hitting appropriately. There we go, there's the Grand Cannons, and destroying a wall at the same time. This is a very nice and cinematic bombardment. Now the Tomb Guard are very much down for the count, pretty much. Yeah, they're crumbling apart. There's 8 of them left, and 2 units disappear to nothing, just like that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see what the enemy army has left. Still a few more Ushabti, and I do believe it's summoned or is about to summon a new unit as well. Yeah, okay, this one's summoned because it's glowing blue. And we do have some Nehekara warriors moving in, but Peter can take care of them. And I do believe the battle should end here when the enemy Ushabti are done for. I guess we could watch them kill a few zombies. We summoned some zombies to distract the Ushabti and prevent them from moving in and attacking our Vargeists, which will allow our Vargeists to finish up what they were doing over on this side, and then lift off, and then either hit the enemy in the back or from every direction, depending on the number of Vargeists. Where are you, Vargeists? They're going somewhere. I don't know where that one went. It might have gone back into the fray. We still do have to kill the enemy Skeleton Archer Chariots, but we are moving in our Black Knights with lances and barding for that purpose through these 2 holes in the wall that we created with our artillery, totally on purpose, I swear. Man, that's a lot of Vargeists. Yeah, I guess this army has more Vargeists than any other army. Oh, damn, I still haven't built that aerial army that I wanted to build. Though I suppose in somewhat... It'll be difficult to recruit the Pegasus Knights, or Royal Pegasus Knights, that we wanted from that, because we now don't have as much allegiance with Kurun as we summoned 4 Royal Hippogriff Knights for Yos, but might still be able to do it. Yeah, alright, I gotta remember that. We gotta get our Air Force up and running. Anyway, it looks like the Vargeists are ready to move out, and then right back into all drop down on this pile of Ushabti, who we will not be able to spot in the fray there, so I guess we can just watch the Knights fighting the Chariots. Knights versus Chariots is generally a fairly bad matchup, though I suppose luckily for the Chariots, these are the Lances and Barding, rather than the Sword and Shield type of Black Knights, so they'll take a little bit longer to kill them. Especially as they can't take advantage of any charges. But I still wanted to keep them in this army because this is our quote-unquote Imperial army, or sort of Imperial army, considering the Vargeists are here in force. But yeah, it makes sense for these guys to essentially replace the Reichsguard. In the same manner that the Blood Knights in Vlad's army are replacing them in the Reichsguard. And there we go, the Chariots are out, the Ushabti are gone, and Lamia is pretty much ours. The enemy army has actually chain routed, and all of the remaining units are crumbling apart. They actually had a Tomb Prince over on this side, as well as a couple units of Nehekar warriors, but they had deployed them here to guard this gate, where we simply didn't go and do anything. Yeah. Alrighty, and as I understand it, the enemy will crumble apart as soon as our units get near them. It's kind of an odd interaction, like this unit will be very, very slowly crumbling, and then as soon as our unit gets near enough... There we go. Got near enough, and now it's suddenly taking massive amounts of damage. I don't know what the purpose of this design is. It must have been to avoid something happening. Kind of curious. But anyway, there we go, decisive victory, and Lamia is ours. A momentous occasion. Alrighty, easy enough. Looks like one of our Vargeists bit the sand, and that was about it. We're gonna occupy the place, and Lamia is ours. A true homecoming as the birthplace of the vampires is taken, but unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a special building here. It's kind of stupid. It's disappointing, if anything. Really, there should be one. Oh well. Oh well, we're gonna delete that stuff. We are going to replace it with, well, walls and whatever else we may need here. Vampiric corruption needs to grow, but it shouldn't be too difficult, as frankly we haven't had a lot of trouble with vampiric corruption in general. And this is also a base for us as we move down into the rest of the Court of Libaris' territories. They're still fighting the dwarfs by the looks of it, so they are distracted. And I wonder if we'll be getting a border with Krok Gar here. We need to try to make an alliance happen with him, but he doesn't like something about it for some reason. We should also probably try to give some more gifts and stuff to the Ghost of Pahwaks. We have our trade agreement going with them, which is quite valuable, as we can see. They want us to... Oh, they're fighting with Tor Ellis, or... we can't even join the war. And that's not a legendary lord, so the Elven collection doesn't need to grow from that. I'm tempted to declare war on Clan Pestilence just because of this. We're never going to be friends with them. And the only thing is, I was thinking maybe of becoming friends with the Awakened. But since we have Count Noctilus as our vassal, we don't really need the... we don't really need Harkon. Though now I'm thinking, could it be possible that Harkon has the Necrofex Colossus building? What's the likelihood that he does, whereas Noctilus does not? I would think it would be pretty low, or at least I would hope it would be pretty low, because... Hey, we could build Rotting Leviathan soon at the very least. I can't believe Noctilus, the Necrofex man, did not build a Necrofex building. And I'm pretty sure he has a special building that allows him to possibly build Necrofexes as well. Also, while we're at it, you can have a second level of outpost, but still, damn. Come on, man. Also, let's just take our reputation real quick. The Ice Court doesn't like something that we're doing. Carcassonne doesn't like something. Oh, she probably doesn't like us killing Reichland, which will stop soon as Reichland will die. Torgavon and Vidriot don't like stuff, but that's us killing Reichland. I have no concept of what Ironbrow's expedition could possibly dislike. We're friends or trade partners with all of their allies. And we're in a war with everybody that's their enemy, and we have 2 negative arrows? What is this? Why? Why Ironbrow? Come on, man. I wanted access to some dwarven units. Well then. Let's do this. If we could get him to become our vassal, let's see how much shit costs us to do this. Probably like 30k or something along those lines. But hey, dwarven vassal would be quite nice. And we were gonna give him territories anyway. Reichland. Alright, it's reasonably cheap, this, especially because he's like... Actually, I'm not sure why this is cheap. Because stronger factions, it's much more expensive to do this. But weaker factions, no. Oracles... I'm willing to do oracles for free, swell. Blessed Dread? Yeah, just do everybody, pretty much. Slim, I should giggle. Alright, 3.0. Hi, maybe 3.0 is the max one. Let's just do all of them, then. Up to 3.1, yeah. And he wants... How much money for this? Only 6.2k. Huh, weird. Alright, if we do this, will he become our vassal instantly? No, he will not. Okay. Okay, we'll have to pay him some money and give him some territories, but we were going to give him these mountains anyway, so that's just fine. I would think our reputation should start growing with him, because we now are at war with like 50 factions, and so is he, but it's not... What is this? Okay, let's also at the same time see if we can do the same thing with our lizard friends. I wanted access to some lizard units, and yeah, this is costing money. 2.2, ooh. They don't want to do this nearly as much. Okay, what about anybody they hate here? They hate the Court of Bergbras. Oh, but we don't want them to take their territory. We want to keep them for ourselves. That territory for ourselves, rather. Poxmakers, maybe? Yeah, Poxmakers is relatively cheap. Seducers? Nah, it's not even worth it. Seducers are technically dead. I mean, actually, technically they're alive, but they're basically dead. Goldtooth, why not? We'll be doing more actions against Goldtooth shortly. I think I tried Caravan and Blue Roses. What is it for 3.6k, 11k? I'm willing to pay that. It's not bad. Still a little bit on the expensive side, but oh well. Clanation, 4.4. Anybody else that we're relatively likely to fight? We're Host of the Apocalypse. You know what? Puppets of Misrule. We're very likely to fight them. And oh! Were the puppets free? Interesting. What about Legion of the Gore Queen? Not so free. Okay. We should do this a little bit more often. What about Shadow Legion? 5.3. That will cost us 16k. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I don't want to spend all of our money on this, but eventually this will give us more relationship with these guys. And I wanted to do the same thing with the Ghost of Pochwox, but the thing is, I think they wouldn't be willing. Yeah, 5.2 just for Skeggy. 6.7 for Poxmakers. If we could have them join at least one war against the very powerful faction. 2.2 only for the Drakenhof Conclave, but they're very much basically dead. What about Court of Bergbras? No. Puppets of Misrule, perhaps? I think that's the last one we'll try. 14! Wow, okay. They really don't want to. Well, the Blessed Dread is relatively cheap, but we're not actually fighting the Blessed Dread. Okay. 13k for the war against the Drakenhof Conclave. You know what, fine. Just to be a little bit friendlier. There we go. I want alliances with the lizards. We've basically just completely replaced the Empire. We have a bunch of elven vassals. We are protecting all the Wood Elf territories, and now we're trying to ally with the lizards as well. Oh, and also we are allied with Bretonia, such as it is. They're not super alive. Actually, I wanted also to probably try to trade Quinnell away from Durthu. Let's see how much he wants for it. He wants 4.5k, and we can't afford it. I don't know how much he actually wants for this. Oh, it's very close, about 30k or something. And the reason I want that is because Paravent is owned by our allies, and we really need to try to trade Mousillon. One of these things is going to be worth our time. It's just unclear as to which one. Hopefully. I really want that keep. Oh well. Let's see what else we have here. Roderick and Renki. Well, to be fair, they probably will fight, but probably next episode. There's a lot of stuff to do here. And they might be able to auto-resolve Charon of the Gore Hunt. And actually, while we're here, before I forget, ally missions. Doesn't look like we have any. Okay. You know what? I think this is probably a pretty good place to end the episode. There's some building to build, but if we have a massive fight with Rod and Renki against these Chaos forces, we can start that on the next episode, as well as raising a couple armies, namely here and probably here as well, just to deal with the fallout of the battles with Manfred and Goldtooth, and then obviously unsummon this one next turn. But also, yeah, this will be a good battle for the next episode to start with, and I think I wanted to destroy Reichland for good this episode, but it looks like it'll happen next episode, because Vlad should be able to easily auto-resolve the rest of this, and Valdekir is ready to take the Black Pit, and then only Wrecker's Point will remain, and the faction will be destroyed, and hopefully on everybody who's pissed about us attacking them will start getting a little bit friendlier, since there's no reason to hold on to the past. At least, that's what we're going to be telling them. Ironic as that is coming from vampires. Anyway, stay tuned for more vampires. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.